Friends, this is the kind of jaw-dropping, heart-pounding true story twist that will glue you to the screen until the very last second. You literally won't be able to look away. Imagine this: a broke single dad, barely scraping by to pay for his 8-year-old daughter's asthma medicine, risks his own life in a deadly blizzard to save the cold-hearted billionaire CEO who destroyed his entire town. Yes, the same woman whose company shut down the only factory for miles, threw hundreds of families, including his, onto the street with zero severance, and never even blinked. Her $1 million SUV flips in the middle of nowhere during the worst snowstorm in years. Everyone thinks she's done. No one's coming for her. But this ordinary welder, the guy she once called troublemaker in a boardroom email, fights through waist-deep snow, carries her unconscious body to an isolated frozen cabin, and keeps her alive for 3 days while the storm traps them together. What happens next will shock you to your core. The arrogant, untouchable CEO, the woman who had everything but a heart, looks at him with tears in her eyes and whispers, "You saved my life, and now I can't imagine living another day without you." Wait, did this Ice Queen billionaire really fall madly in love with the single dad she once ruined? Did she throw away her empire for him? And the final bombshell secret revealed at the end, it left millions crying. You have to watch till the very last second. This twist hits harder than you can imagine. If this story gave you goosebumps, smash that like button right now, hit subscribe plus bell icon so you never miss these insane real-life dramas. And drop a comment below. Where are you watching this video from? Your city/country? Let's see how far this story is reaching. Fire. The snow howled like a wounded animal outside the old log cabin, burying the mountain road under feet of fresh powder. Ethan Harper gripped the steering wheel of his battered pickup, squinting through the blizzard. He was late, again. His 8-year-old daughter, Lily, was waiting at her grandmother's, probably drawing pictures of the dad who promised he'd be home before dark. But the storm had other plans. A flash of black metal caught his headlights, an overturned SUV half buried in a drift, its luxury grille crumpled against a pine. Ethan slammed on the brakes, tires skidding. He grabbed his flashlight and first aid kit, heart pounding. No one should be out here alone. He kicked through the snow to the driver's side. The window was shattered. Inside, a woman slumped over the wheel, blood trickling from a cut on her forehead. She wore a tailored coat that probably cost more than Ethan's truck. He recognized the face immediately, Victoria Langford, CEO of Langford Industries. The woman whose boardroom decision had shuttered the mill 2 years ago, leaving Ethan and half the town jobless. The arrogant billionaire who'd never once looked at the people she'd ruined. "Ma'am? Can you hear me?" Her eyes fluttered open, ice blue, sharp even in pain. "Get away," she rasped. "I don't need help." Ethan ignored her. He checked her pulse, steady but weak. Concussion, maybe hypothermia setting in. No cell signal up here. The road was impassable now. His only option was the old family cabin a half-mile back, the one his late father had built as a hunting retreat. It had a wood stove, canned food, blankets. It would have to do. He carried her through the storm, her weight light but her body rigid with protest. "Put me down," she demanded, voice slurring. "I can walk." "You'll freeze first," Ethan grunted. "Save your energy for yelling at me later." Inside the cabin, he laid her on the worn couch near the hearth. He built a fire quickly, years of single-dad survival kicking in. He peeled off her soaked coat, wrapped her in blankets, and forced warm broth down her throat when she woke again. Victoria watched him with narrowed eyes. "Who are you?" "Ethan Harper. Used to work at your mill." "Welder." Her expression flickered, recognition, then something colder. "The one who filed the grievance." "The loud one." "I filed because you fired people without severance after promising we'd get it. My daughter needed medicine that month. You didn't care." Victoria laughed bitterly, wincing at the pain in her ribs. Business isn't personal, Mr. Harper. Decisions have to be made. Ethan stirred the fire. Tell that to the families who lost homes. Silence stretched, broken only by the crackle of logs. Victoria tried to sit up, gasped, and fell back. My phone? Dead. No signal. Storm supposed to last 3 days. She closed her eyes. Perfect. Trapped with my biggest critic. Ethan didn't respond. He checked her head wound, cleaned it, bandaged it. Then he boiled water, made oatmeal from dusty packets. He ate standing, giving her space. That first night, she barely spoke. Ethan slept on the floor by the fire, waking every hour to add wood. At dawn, he ventured out for more firewood, fighting wind that cut like knives. He found her SUV again, salvaged a suitcase, designer clothes, a laptop, useless without power, and a photo, Victoria with a little girl, maybe 6, both smiling in a way Victoria never had in public. When he returned, she was sitting up, staring at the flames. You have a daughter, Ethan said quietly, setting the photo on the table. Victoria's jaw tightened. Had. She's gone. Car accident. 3 years ago. I was working late. Again. Ethan felt the air shift. He sat across from her. Lily's mom left when she was 2. Said she couldn't handle a kid with medical needs. I get it, priorities. Victoria looked at him, really looked. You hate me. I did, he admitted. Still do, a little. But hate doesn't keep anyone warm. Over the next 2 days, the storm raged. They talked in fragments. Victoria admitted the mill closure was to save the company from bankruptcy. Her father's reckless expansion had nearly sunk it. She'd fought the board for months to keep jobs, lost anyway. I signed the papers at 3 a.m. alone in my office. I cried after. First time since Sophie. Ethan told her about Lily's asthma attacks, the nights he sat by her bed counting breaths. How he'd taken odd jobs, plowing driveways, fixing roofs, just to keep the heat on. I don't have billions. But I have her. That's enough. Victoria watched him chop wood through the window one afternoon, muscles straining under his flannel. When he came in, red-cheeked and sweating, she said, "You're good at this." Survival. Practice, he replied. Single dad life. That night, the fire low, Victoria shivered despite the blankets. I'm cold. Ethan hesitated, then slid onto the couch beside her, keeping distance. She shifted closer, resting her head on his shoulder. Just for warmth, she whispered. He nodded. Her hand found his, tentative, then firm. By day 4, the storm eased. Ethan dug out the truck, radio crackling with rescue chatter. Help was coming. Victoria stood at the door, wrapped in his old coat. You risked everything for me. Why? Ethan looked at the horizon. Because no one deserves to die alone. Not even you. She stepped closer. I was going to that cabin to think about quitting. The company's eating me alive. I wanted out. Ethan raised an eyebrow. Arrogant billionaire CEO wants to quit? I was arrogant, she said softly. Until a single dad dragged me through a blizzard and showed me what matters. He didn't speak. She took a breath. I looked up your file after the layoff. You were the best welder we had. I fought to keep you. Lost that battle too. I'm sorry, Ethan. For everything. He met her eyes. Apology accepted. But words are cheap. Then let me prove it. She pulled a card from her pocket, her personal one. When we get back, come see me. Not for a job. For a partnership. I'm restructuring. Jobs first. People first. And I'd like to meet Lily. Ethan stared at the card, then at her. You sure? Victoria smiled, small, real, the first genuine one he'd seen. I've spent years building walls. You just tore them down with a wood axe and oatmeal. Yeah. I'm sure. The rescue helicopter thrummed overhead. Ethan helped her to the clearing. As paramedics loaded her, she turned back. Ethan? Yeah? The twist, she said, voice steady despite the wind, is that I think I'm falling for the man who was supposed to hate me. He stood speechless as the chopper lifted her away. 2 weeks later, Ethan pulled up to Langford Industries headquarters in his cleaned-up truck. Lily sat in the passenger seat, clutching a drawing of a cabin and 2 stick figures by a fire. Victoria waited at the entrance, no power suit, just jeans and a scarf. She knelt to Lily's level. Hi. I'm Victoria. Your dad saved my life. Lily tilted her head. He saves everybody. He's good at it. Victoria laughed, eyes shining. I know. She looked up at Ethan. Ready to rebuild something? Together? Ethan took her hand. Yeah. I think I am. The arrogant billionaire CEO wasn't so arrogant anymore. And the single dad who'd risked everything? He'd just gained more than he'd ever lost.